is Justin Valencia. We got Delaware Mike over here doing a shoot interview with the one, the only, the Brat, Raven Knight. How you doing?
Hello.
Okay, wait,
I'm doing
she's
good.
called the Brat?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, wait, okay. So, all right, well, if you're gonna look, if you're gonna throw fits, start whining, ripping up a stuffed animal,
Oh my God.
doing the Brat stuff that you usually do, tell us. So we'll stop the video and then
Whatever.
Okay, so I was invited to interview you and ask you questions and things like that. So,
Okay.
So I'm not on the screen.
No.
Okay. Oh, okay. So how are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you?
We're doing pretty good here in Delaware. What's your shirt say? What is that?
Oh, it's Black Sabbath.
Oh, black. You like them or you just wear the shirt?
I like them.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've seen them in concert. Yeah. Okay. Ozzy. Okay.
Ozzy Osbourne.
They had they had a lot of different lead singers. You know that, right?
Yeah. I don't know what their names are, but
Right. Ronnie James Dio, different people. Okay. Anyway, back to the wrestling stuff. So okay. So you watched wrestling. You started out liking wrestling. So what did you do? Watch it when you were a kid? Like with your who'd you watch? How did you first see a wrestling match on TV?
So I was in sixth grade and flipping through the channels and I saw Nikki Bella versus Natalia. Now, I didn't know who they were at first. I was like, who is this? Okay, let me watch it. And then the match starts. I was like, okay, this is getting good. Wow, like this is interesting. And from that moment on, I was like, I want to do that. I want to try it.
Really? At 6?
Yeah.
Now, did you tell your parents or did you tell anybody?
I told my parents.
And what
my mom was like, are you sure you want to do that? Because it's a dangerous sport. I was like, yep, I want to do it.
But you saw them fighting each other and you didn't know, you thought you wanted to go fight? I mean, because when you were watching it at age 6, you thought they were really hitting each other and
yeah, I didn't know it was, scripted or fixed, I should say. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, it was SmackDown Live and I kept watching it over and over again. Each and every was like Tuesday, I think.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, and I was like, yes, I should do this.
And so you thought like, I want to get in there and hit another woman. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to get in.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, but
it's so inspiring.
See, it's funny when you're little, you're thinking like, I want to do that, but then you don't really know that these guys are fighting at it. You really like you thought. Now, were you like a tomboy? Did you like to rough and tumble?
Oh yeah, I was such a tomboy.
Oh gosh, okay. Like now, did you fight people? Were you a kid that got into
trouble? No. I never got in trouble. I was such a good kid.
Oh, okay, that's good. So you first watched it. So then you and then I guess after you graduated, then did you go to shows?
I went to like WWE live events and I went to Monday Night Raw when they had the like 25 year of anniversary and stuff like that. So yeah, and then I looked up how to be a wrestler.
Okay.
And I had to be 16. So I waited until I was 16 and I found a place. I'm not going to mention the company's name.
Yeah, we just won't mention names of anything that'll cause anybody any problem. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and you went to, so you looked it up at 16?
Yes.
And you went to the school? How did you get to the school? How did you go there? You just went on your own or?
Well, I waited until I was 16. And then when I was 16, I called up the schools and then my dad was like, hey, why not? I'll take you. I was like, okay, thank you. So, yeah.
He thought you'd get it out. Did he think you were going to get it out of your system? And then like, all right, she'll just come home.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you went there with your dad and then you met the trainer and then they accepted you. Did you have to do a tryout?
Well, no, I had the second day that I'm trying to think because I'm not good at explaining things.
But you went there the first day, and then you
to check it out. Yeah, just to check it out.
So then
Yeah.
you came back. Your dad you went back like how much later? Like a couple days later, and it showed up. And
Yeah, a couple days later, I signed up, and then yeah.
And then they put you in the ring to run ropes or do bumps, or how was that? Like, because you didn't know anything about this, right? You were.
Yeah, I know nothing.
So you show up there. Does your dad stay there, or does he leave you there?
He watches.
Oh, they let him watch? Okay. All right.
Friday night, November 4th, XPW presents The Day of the Dead, live from the Super Crazy Entertainment Center in Westville, New Jersey. Jimmy Chondo Lion will be defending the CWF PWA title against a mystery opponent. We have the Delaware Assassin making his East Coast return, taking on Alex Stretch in a New Jack tribute Fans Bring the Weapons match. The first time ever, we have the legendary Matrimon taking on Christian Ross in an underground fuckery match. For the first time ever, rising deathmatch superstar Chris Bradley is going to take on the living legend, the Necro Butcher. Secure your invite to the party now. As the great Kevin Hogan used to say, be there.
Real quick, let's backtrack a little. So the first day you said you went in there, you showed up, they showed you around. So the second day is when you had first physical contact with your trainer. What was going through your head on the ride up there? Were you like, what was going through your head once you were dedicated and you were ready to go?
That's a good question.
I was like, oh my God, is this like scripted? I didn't even know that. So like, it's pretty cool. It's like entertainment and I felt so excited.
So wait, you thought you were going to fight people in the ring?
Yeah.
At 16? Wow. This is like the 1970s or something. I've only heard shoot interviews with people like Ricky Morton, and like they didn't tell him Roddy Piper and all that. They didn't tell him it was work till like your first match. So all right, so but you still liked it. You're like, okay, I can go with this. Still like. Did you like it more when you found out that, or did you want to did you think you were gonna? I
loved it more as I kept going to training over and over again. Okay. I was like, this is so cool. I get to entertain people. This is so cool.
Okay. Know? So you would do the first day you got in the ring, what did they do? What kind of exercise did they have you do?
I wasn't allowed to take a bump yet because it was my first day.
Okay.
My trainer, he taught me how to lock up, do headlocks and stuff like that, top wrist locks, hammer locks.
Okay.
And all the locks.
Did they teach you like self-defense? A lot of trainers teach you like Ian, and they teach you self-defense, like really how to protect yourself. Like
yes,
they taught you that.
Yeah,
like
some moves. Yes,
moves that you could actually because because a lot of times people have do you have any background in athletics?
I did gymnastics and dance.
Oh, that's good. That was good. Yeah. They like that. That's almost like, that's really good.
It's that's good that you brought that up because when I went to training school, my trainer as well taught me in case someone starts shooting, someone to take them down, and in case you got to end the match quick, they teach you that. So in your career, has anyone ever went off script, tried to do some shoot wrestling, and how did you have to defend yourself in that when that happens?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times during practice matches and stuff like that where they are jealous of me, and try to hurt me on purpose. Oh no! So I was like, "Oh, this is new."
So okay, so you got to protect yourself. Yeah. Well,
you have to protect yourself.
People can get a new person taking a spot and stuff. Yeah, you can. You got to so you didn't know. See, you weren't around people before that to know the business. You were so young that you didn't. Yes. You really. Okay. See, a lot of people know it now. Okay. So you were kind of naive. All right. So
yes, very stupid and naive.
Okay. And then you kept training. And how long did you train before your first match?
About a year.
A year. That's pretty good.
But within that year, my trainer did like student shows and stuff like that, so we can get used to and performing in front of a crowd and stuff like that. So I did that. And then my debut match, I didn't have it until like after COVID, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So you were training during the COVID?
No, my dad wouldn't. No.
Oh, that COVID messed up everything, didn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still messing it up. I know.
Yes.
Well, so your dad saw you wrestle matches?
Yes, he was like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" Like he was pacing back and forth. Oh my god, watch your head.
Oh yeah. But
I'm
did
like,
you like?
Dad, I'm fine.
Okay, that's good. So, did you have friends show up at the shows? Like, did you tell your friends and like, you got to be here?
At that time, I had no friends. I was like the black sheep in my school.
Really?
So I got bullied a lot, and they all thought it was weird. Yeah.
Why? You look like the cool kid. Like,
no, I got bullied
Are you
bad.
Serious? You know, I know more people have been bullied from that you wouldn't think are bullied. Like, and they're like, why? Because you look pretty. They were jealous of you or something. Or?
I guess so. Like, I was the weird kid. I liked wrestling. I was a tomboy. Yeah.
I didn't fit in with the regular girls.
Yeah.
God, that's crazy. What do you mean when you say bullying? What do you mean? Just picking on you? Just like not hurting you, not fighting you, didn't it?
Well, in middle school, they actually used to, shove me into lockers, grab my hair, and stuff like that. Yeah.
When do you want to be a wrestler? Beat them up. Yeah. God, I feel bad. I don't like bullying. I don't, I mean, it's one thing ribbing someone, throwing your hat around or something, but like, you don't, because people, they really need to stop. The schools need to stop. I don't think some of the schools, they claim like anti-bullying, we're going to stop bullying, but then they really don't do that. But,
they do nothing about it.
I did substitute teaching and I saw bullying and they're like, yeah. And then when you make a big fuss about it, your parents come in like, well, they were both doing it. I mean,
exactly. I hate when they say that.
Right. So, and it's terrible. So either you're not going to enforce bullying or don't say that we're anti-bullying. Right.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. And she's been bullied. That's terrible. So now when you were in wrestling, were there a lot of girls in your school or no. You were the only one?
For about 5 months, I was the only girl there. So after 5 months, another girl came in and tried out and stuff like that. So
okay. So did you get along with the guys good? Or I mean,
yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Did you don't mention any names, but did a certain guy start like befriending you and trying to
do inappropriate things?
Well, no. I mean, I'm just saying, did somebody try to take you under the wing? Like, I'll help you. Like, try to be nice. No, really, very competitive, huh? These guys are something else.
So while you were training, did you I know a lot of schools call it paying your dues. Did you have to show up to the events early on, set up chairs, and all that? How did you feel about that?
I didn't really care at the time. I didn't even know it was called pay your dues until someone told me it was called paying your dues.
Okay.
But I didn't really mind it, giving out the tickets, help setting up the ring, work at the wrestlers merch table and stuff like that. So I don't really mind.
Now, while you were doing this, did you get to meet a lot of the legends, the older guys in the sport, in the business? No, they were just
not really.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you pay. So it seems to me that did when you first went to the school, there's a lot of things you didn't know about paying your dues and stuff that we know. We're older, and didn't somebody sit there and tell you this is explain because you know how the wrestling business is. You walk in not knowing and you're disrespecting people just by accident, you didn't, who is this girl? You know what I mean? You don't talk to this guy or, listen to what he says and shake hands and all that. And you don't know to do it.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to you?
A couple of times. Like
what happened? What happened? Can you remember anything?
in a new locker room, I didn't know this until my trainer told me after it happened. I didn't know that you're supposed to shake everyone's hand in the locker room to introduce yourself. So I kind of sat there not knowing what to do. I was like, okay, who are these wrestlers? I'm afraid to speak.
Yeah.
What if they don't like me? Like everyone was like looking at me like this. Who is this girl? Why is she not saying hi? And then my trainer, he was like, you got to introduce yourself. That's the number one rule. You have to say hello to everyone. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I know. It's that wrestling etiquette thing that nobody knows about. The soft handshake. You know about that?
Yeah, you're supposed to shake the person's hand hard, right?
No, soft. Like.
I was. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, it's hard.
No, I thought Zandig always shakes your hand like soft, very soft. Like it's something like I work light or something. I don't know what it's some little. You didn't know the wrestling handshake just like touch like.
I got. He's supposed to just do it lightly, but some guys don't. Like I got just told to shake hands. They didn't say.
My trainer told me that you're supposed to shake them hand like a little bit light. Because if you shake them hard, you let them know you're gonna fuck them up. Oops, sorry, in the ring.
You're good. She's a brat.
Brat's use of profanity.
Sorry.
She's out of control. She's out of control.
Yeah, that was one thing they taught us. Go around, shake everyone's hand. The other thing, I'm a big wrestling fan. Grew up being a wrestling fan. So when I started training, one of the things that was hard for me is, like I said, I was a big mark growing up. I love, marked out for the big names. And one of the things the trainer told us was do not mark out, under any circumstances, do not be a mark in front of the legends.
That's what my trainer told me too.
Yeah, you do not be a mark. And it was hard for me. I had some famous names in my car and I couldn't be a mark. It was a little tough for me, but
it is. Yeah. No, go ahead.
You sometimes you want to ask him questions, but you don't want to, sound like a mark. So for me, that was pretty hard because, I wanted to ask this, that, and the third, and I had to hold back and be like, wait, you can't look like a mark.
See, I think somebody like her that's going into 16, you almost need to sit her down and give her don't let them figure it out on their own. I would have told you, you know what I mean? I would told you, like, look, this is an exception here. We got to explain. Don't make her learn the hard way. Like,
I had her. Yep.
Throw her to the wolves. I would have been like, okay, this is what you do in the dressing room. All right, this is help out with the chairs. You got anything else to do?
This is how you do the tickets. And
yeah. Be friendly to people. But that locker room etiquette, man, it's rough. If you don't know what you're doing,
For me, they gave us examples. Like one of the guys asked, they had I don't want to name the names, but they had someone from TNA on the show, and one of the students said, "Hey, what is there any way I could get on?" He was starting off. They put him on the shows, and he asked the guy, "Hey, is there any way you could put me on the TNA show?" And that guy from TNA went back and told the trainer, and he got it. They disciplined him. They disciplined him pretty hard. So that's something they don't tell you, but some people have to learn the hard way. You can't be doing that stuff.
But they almost should teach you right from the back.
Yeah, they should.
If you don't, if people, you're coming to wrestling school, you don't know. You're not like
exactly. They should tell you the first day you get there.
Right, especially her, where she didn't even know about it. And she's like, shake everybody's hand. I'm going to fight the guy. That's yeah. Okay, so then you got a little more. What other things did you do that you thought that you did that was like out of sync that you shouldn't have done? Do you remember? Learn the hard way.
Not to be stiff with anyone, because you have to be loose when you're wrestling with someone.
Oh, right.
You can't be like, like that and not
move.
So
yeah. Well, you learn. Okay, so you had student matches, and then you had shows in front of people, like bigger crowds. More bigger matches.
A little bit.
Like okay. And now were you're being the brat, you were a heel?
Yes. I'm a natural heel.
No, but you're not. She doesn't look like you, but yeah, you
I know, it's just my gimmick. I'm not actually a brat.
No, we know that. But it's funny that sometimes the nicest people are heels. Remember, we got friends like that were received like you ever heard of a guy named Brain Damage?
No.
Necro Butcher, those guys, right?
No, I never heard of them.
Okay. These guys, look them up. These guys are the scariest people in public, and you think that if you meet them, they're just gonna go nuts. but they're not the most soft-spoken, friendly guys. Some of the
a lot of them are.
baddest dudes. I mean, you'd be scared of them.
Oh yeah.
And they can be crazy, but they're soft-spoken, and
and they're nice. They're definitely nice.
Yeah, they're real nice.
Down to
Yeah.
earth. That's one thing. You see these guys that go, wow, that you'd think they'd be madmen, but they're they're really cool, down to earth. You offer them a beer and they'll be like, hey, sure, they'll drink it up. Good people out there.
Yeah.
What do you think of now? There's a big trend now. These women. I did see one of your YouTube. You wrestled a guy. That was a good match. I liked your character.
That was my debut match. It sucked.
It was all right. Everybody think. I mean,
which match are we talking about?
She was wrestling some
Duff, I think.
Dilf. Okay, Dilf.
I liked it. See, the funny thing about girls can get away with being a little less expert than guys.
Yeah.
If two guys are doing looking horrible, it's really bad. But if a girl's doing it, you're like, well,
That's okay.
it's okay. She's cute. Yeah,
She's cute.
Yeah. So you get over it. It's like a little kid that's cute. You can tolerate it more than a brat. That's a brat.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't be mad at this one. Look how cute she looks. So you like being a heel? Did you decide you wanted to be heel, or how did that work? Did they tell you, or did you say I want to be bad guy?
They explained what a gimmick is, and you can pick and choose who you want to be. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, the brat. I like screaming. I scream a lot I used to scream a lot during my matches. And my trainer was like, hey, you should be a brat. Just try it out and see how you like it. I was like, okay.
I like it. I like that. The brat. Yeah.
So who came up with the brat gimmick? And before you decided to go with that gimmick, was there any other gimmicks tossed out to you?
Definitely Chelsea Green's gimmick. It's Hot Mess.
Oh, the Hot Mess. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it out in a practice match.
Okay.
It was all right, but at the time I was like, I don't want to be the Hot Mess. That's copying.
Mm-hmm. Did you remember what's her name?
AJ Lee?
No, Cherry Bomb.
Cherry Bomb, yeah.
Oh, Cutie Pie Candy Cartwright?
No, the one she's with AEW now. Now she's what's her name?
If you're talking about
Ali, no, she was
Penelope?
Cherry Bomb in CZW.
Yeah,
she was
Kimberly.
No, not Kimberly.
Not
The other one. The other one. Cherry Bomb. They called her Cherry Bomb.
Yeah, I know.
She was like a screamer, and she would just had that high pitched squeal, and you're like, and she just like it's like a brat type of gimmick. Yeah. Okay. So you like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so you were a heel. You wanted to be a heel. Okay.
Yes.
And that's good.
So the Laurel Von Ness, the Chelsea Green Laurel Von Ness gimmick. What were you called when you were doing that similar gimmick?
I would say I didn't really call it anything. I kind of wanted to call it like the bratty hot mess.
Okay.
In a way, so I'm like not copying her.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a unique gimmick she had.
Oh yeah.
It was good. I liked it. I was a fan of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I always like the girl that's annoying. We like that. It's funny because especially if you're not annoying, but you seem like a nice person in life. Yeah, how would you start? Like, did you have to change, or did you come natural to be like that kind of character, brat and heel?
It came naturally. I cannot do face, even if my life's depending on it. Like, I'm so awkward when I do face. Like getting the fans to clap. I'm like,
oh, okay, yeah, that's good.
I can try to do face though.
Yeah, that's good. I was going to ask. So, what do you now? Have you seen? Right now, there's a lot of women that are wrestling men, and they're doing hardcore matches.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I've seen a bunch of those.
Right, you did hardcore matches?
No.
Oh no.
That's no.
Years ago, you never would see women wrestle men to begin with, but let alone hardcore matches. And like when Mickey Knuckles and LuFisto started doing it, it was like a specialty. Now they're doing it every week all over the place. These girls are just coming out of nowhere, and they're just Casey Kirk, right?
Kirk, yeah.
Yeah.
Kirk's doing it.
The ICW. You familiar with that?
I heard of it.
ICW. They're like they'll throw a woman in there with light tubes, barbed wire. It's a yeah. No, it's like beyond outrageous.
That's too heavy for me.
So you never wanted to do the super like rough stuff.
No.
You just wanted to be like a basic type of wrestler and perform and have a good time. Yeah.
Yes.
I respect that. Yeah, I respect that. I like all kinds of wrestling. It doesn't have to be one. A lot of people just like one thing and they complain about another, but I like all wrestling. And I was always a fan of the female wrestling. You know, we used to go to WSU it was affiliated with CZW, and they would have a lot of the name people that now are big time.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So going into it, what gimmick did you want to have? Like going into it, ideally when you first start wrestling school, like you have something in your head you want to be like, oh, I want to be.
I wanted so bad to be AJ Lee and like skip around and like act crazy.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. And my trainer was like, you can't do that. I'm like, why? I want to skip around the ring.
Oh yeah, everyone would have been. They'd have crapped on you. They'd have said you're trying to be like AJ Lee.
Yeah. I mean, when I wrestled, I skipped around the ring and stuff like that. I still do when I'm managing.
I definitely do see a little bit of AJ Lee in you when you come out. And AJ Lee was from your area, right? She grew up.
Yes. Oh my gosh, she inspired me.
Really? Okay.
She's from the North Jersey.
Yeah.
I think Union City, New Jersey.
Yep,
okay,
that's right. That sounds about right.
Yeah. Now, did you like? I looked up your some of your things. And it looks like you like Liv Morgan and those type of girls. Did you like?
Yes.
I checked out her. You had an Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, I did the blue tongue with Liv.
Yeah, I like Liv Morgan a lot. And I'm so glad that she is now a champion. You know, did more.
Yes, thank God.
She tries real hard, and they gave her a chance, and she's running with it. It's good. Yeah,
she really needed that push too.
Yeah, and she appreciates it too. You can tell she appreciates being a champion. Yeah, we know the other one. Who was the one?
Alexa Bliss?
No, the one Crazy Mary. Crazy Mary.
Dobson. Yeah,
Crazy Mary. What was her name in WWE? Who was Liv Morgan's friend when she came out with Liv Morgan?
Oh, Ruby Riott?
Ruby, the other one.
Oh, Sarah Logan?
Sarah Logan. Yeah, see, we knew her as Crazy Mary. Crazy Mary Dobson. She was on independent wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from way back, IWA, and she did rough matches. She would have barbed wire matches and hardcore she was doing crazy stuff before WWF. WWE. And then we knew her. So we like all those women wrestlers. I mean, I like watching them. Yeah.
I agree.
What else? So back to the hardcore deathmatch stuff. These women are out here wrestling men, and they're taking crazy moves. And you've seen that? What do you think? What do you think of that?
Oh, I cringe. I go,
really?
Yeah, I cringe. I can never do that. I don't know how these women can do it. I don't know how.
I know. I don't know how anybody can do that stuff. We go to it. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And talking about deathmatch stuff and some of this crazy stuff, were you ever asked to do something that you had to think back and be like, oh, maybe, in the ring, that you're like, oh, maybe I don't feel so comfortable taking this move, or I don't feel comfortable taking this spot? How do you get away from something like that?
There was a couple of moves that I didn't want to take, but I had to.
Oh.
I was. What's that move called where it's like you throw your opponent over your shoulders and they take a back bump?
The Samoan drop. Samoan drop? Like the Samoan drop?
Wait, you mean they run towards you and you bend over? The opponent bends over and flips you over?
No, I think it's called.
They pick you up?
Not a suplex.
Sunset flip?
Mm-mm.
How do you land?
I think you land on your back. On your back bump,
like
they grab you by your waist and kind of throw you over.
Like a German. The suplex when they're around your stomach and they throw you back.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Well, it was
I
rough.
don't remember.
Well, did you do it? Did you do the move? Did you land it good?
Oh, I was so scared. I was so scared. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, but I have to. I don't want to do this. I almost pooped my pants in line.
Oh God! Oh, I mean, what do you do in that situation? Well, I mean, do you tell? I don't know. What did they teach? I mean, if you don't know a move, you shouldn't do it.
You shouldn't.
I would tell the girl, like, I don't feel comfortable doing that, and then they got a meeting 10 seconds, 10 minutes.
Okay, so we got 10 minutes. They got to stop and restart.
One thing I don't like, I hear about the wrestling is like of the one wrestler, like they need to accept that one with less experience and work and help them and make it. But I guess they're so hyped that I'm doing this and this. You got to make me. You can't make me look bad in here. And then something crazy. She's uncomfortable. I know. Yeah, that's why you got to stick with people with your experience, or tell the person. Raven Knight has only had 3 matches. Work with her. Don't like throw her over the top. She's. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with that. I feel like a lot of promoters will just try to book you on looks sometimes, and they'll throw you in there with an experienced female that will have to go stiff on you because she doesn't want to look bad. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you make one mistake, then they want to teach you a lesson in the ring and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Look at her.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, so we were talking. So you may get into ballet. You might do some balleting. I think you have a good look that you could do that. And if you could be the Brat, your character, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You want to do
I would love to ballet. Like I said, I managed a couple of wrestlers. I liked it. But the fans hated me.
Well, that's good. You like that.
Yeah. I'm doing my job right.
So once you started becoming more popular, I do see you get a lot of interaction in social media.
I mean, I'm not that popular.
The fans, you know what I mean? The fans. You got some good ones, you got some bad ones. How do you
really?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You always hear some crazy stories.
You've had fans. So once you became a little more known in the matches, because then someone sees you wrestle, then they look you up. You had fans contact you, or
yes,
really,
especially the creepy ones.
Oh no!
You called her?
I got called.
Don't mention any names. That is
no. I'm not mentioning any.
So you mean
names?
So you mean somebody they contact you by your social media, and then like, what do they do? Creepy.
They're like, "Hey, baby, you need a spanking." I'm like, what?
But they're wrestling fans.
Yes.
They knew you from wrestling.
Yes, like I'm the Brat and stuff like that.
So
they know me.
The Brat needs a spanking. Oh yeah. So what'd you do? How do you take them on? Fight them off? Or?
Block.
Okay.
Block. No, absolutely. You always hear nightmare stories. When a lot of the girls shoot interviews, you always hear the nightmare stories. And I don't know what's going on in some of these guys' heads.
Yeah, I know.
It gets crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's one, I'm sure you had many nightmare stories with these guys.
Really?
A lot of them. You'd be surprised.
So, well, what else happened that's crazy? I mean, if you want to say, just so we'll know.
I got a good question. What's the craziest thing someone brought you as a fan? What's the craziest thing someone brought you? I know a lot of
as a gift.
Yeah, as a gift.
No one really brought me anything.
No.
But like when I went to take a picture with them, they would like,
they're crazy.
Yeah. Get touchy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you seen Sasha Banks, she makes you stay like 5 feet away now.
5 feet, yeah. I seen that.
What's your opinion on that?
Sasha Banks, I think she's doing the right thing. I think she's amazing in the ring. She's amazing.
She probably is with the COVID, and they probably tell her like stay away because you don't. I mean, think about
it.
You're sitting there taking a picture with 100 people. 1 out of 100 would have the COVID. So I don't blame her for that. It's not that she
exactly. Yeah.
So with the crazy fan, what other crazy fan happened? What other weird thing happened? Just out of curiosity. This is crazy. I didn't know.
One tried to get in the locker room to see me.
Oh wow!
Really?
Yeah, I heard that a couple times. Like fans will go in the locker room.
Just walk in the locker room.
Yeah,
they're crazy.
Oh God.
They are nuts.
Well, were you selling merchandise or anything? Pictures or anything? Did you have any merchandise?
I think I was managing a wrestler and I was at the merch table and a fan came up to me. So yeah.
Wow. So going back to the wrestling. So once you started, actually,
no more
back,
creepy. Let's
no
get
more
off the
creep.
creepy.
Let's get away from the creeps.
Yeah, let's stop bringing up the creeps.
You're making me look bad.
But no. But it's good to know. No, it's good that that knows, because then young female wrestlers will know to be careful. You know what I mean? Because there are wrestling. Some of us wrestling fans are a little wacky. We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once going into wrestling, you start getting your first matches, you start traveling, you start doing all the matches and meeting new people. So in your mind, what are the three? If you could pick three female wrestlers that you would wrestle, who would they be? Who's your top three that you would want to work?
In the Indies?
Indies, WWE, anywhere, past, present.
AJ Lee, Liv Morgan, and Chelsea Green.
Awesome, Chelsea Green.
How would you take on Mickey Knuckles? You know Mickey Knuckles?
No.
Yeah, she's rough. look her up. Mickey Knuckles is. Look up Mickey Knuckles. I mean, I wouldn't even want to mess with. Nobody wants to mess with Mickey Knuckles. I thought you might have known her, but I mean, she's all.
I think I've heard of her name before.
She's a rough cookie. There, she's like, you can beat her, and she just keeps coming. She's unbelievable. Like, yeah, it's amazing. we did a shoot interview with her. Check it out. You can look it up on there.
Mm-hmm.
This thing died. It said 10 minutes.
3 minutes.
Oh, 3 minutes.
Yeah,
okay.
it's giving us a countdown.
Are we going to do another one, or keep it going?
She's free. If
if it goes in 3 minutes, you want to keep talking?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
So
what else?
So up to date. Who's the toughest competitor you were in the ring against?
The toughest competitor?
Yeah.
I can't name any names.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Would you be nervous before matches?
Oh yes, I would like pace. I would play with my fingers, bite my nails.
Oh my God, really?
And like, I'd be like, what if I forget the moves? What if they hurt me on purpose? Because I forget the moves. I would start getting anxiety. Wow. Yeah.
And what do you do to keep calm? What's something you would recommend for like the new girls getting into the business? What's something you do to get your stress down?
Just to try not to think about not forgetting the moves. Try to go over the matches over and over and over and over again until you know it. Breathe slowly in and out. Just and tell yourself you're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Friday night, November 4th, live from the Super Crazy Entertainment Center in Westville, New Jersey. We are going to have Craven coming back from the dead for one night only, issuing an open challenge to anybody, anywhere. We have Dirtbag Dan taking on Getty Cahoon in a hardcore match for the #1 contender spot for the CWF PWA World Title. Superior G is going to be challenging Rio Roman for the prestigious World Television Title. There's going to be an over-the-top rope battle royal in memory of our fallen brother, Bill Lunchbox Pomerano.
Hey, Karma RX here. Congratulations on your 20-year anniversary to XPW.
There's going to be shirts, there's going to be masks, and there's going to be fuckery for sale. Just a $10 invite fee. Reserve your invite today.
And there she is, the one and only, the Brat. So how's
throwing fits and tearing up the bedroom?
Yep. Screaming and crying.
As Brat, how often you get on the ground and just start throwing fits and kicking your legs up and
every single day, 5 times every single day.
What do you do on your free time now, other than interest in wrestling? What else do you like to do?
I like to color. I'm such a child. I like to color in coloring books and stuff like that. I play video games and stuff.
Okay, good.
Being from New York, do you like the graffiti artwork and all that fun stuff? No.
No.
What else? What kind of music do you listen to?
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
Really? Now,
Yes.
you're young. I'm always curious about young people that like heavy metal from like the 70s, 80s. Like you got your Black Sabbath shirt on. Like,
Yes.
how'd you get into it? Your parents or your mom, dad, or like?
One of my best friends, was like, "Hey, you should listen to this song. Let me send it to you." And I was like, "Okay."
And you like it?
So yeah.
What other bands do you like? Heavy metals?
I like Typo Negative. That's like my favorite heavy metal band. I think it's punk metal. I don't know.
Do you like old metal? Do you like like at Black Sabbath? Do you like Ozzy and Judas Priest and
Yeah.
Motley Crue, things like that?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. You ever been to a concert?
No, I'm scared of the mosh pits.
You're scared of mosh pits?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't blame you, but you could be in an upper part of an arena. You live in New
that's
York,
true.
you could be going to everything up there. Yeah. The metal. Yeah, she's young. You'll be going to concerts down the road.
No, absolutely.
If I have the money for it.
So what's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday is probably Halloween.
Halloween, awesome. And what are you gonna do this year?
Who I'm gonna be? Probably Eddie Munson from Stranger Things or Max.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Stranger Things.
I love Stranger Things.
Seems to be everywhere. My wife's a big fan of it. We went to the mall yesterday, and it was the van store had Stranger Things themed on their window. What else had this? Everywhere we looked, even what is that? H&M. H&M had all Stranger Things.
Hot Topic and stuff like that. Yeah.
Literally everywhere.
I don't even know what it is.
It's like a
it's like a goth store.
Oh, goth. Oh, okay, yeah.
How would you best describe Stranger Things to people?
Without giving it away?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. A girl with powers and stuff like that. And yeah, the upside down. That's all I'm gonna give away.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's kind of like all over the place, but it's a good show.
Yeah.
It's really a good show.
Yeah.
So yeah, Halloween's a big thing. Halloween's my favorite holiday as well. I just love the feeling, you know what I mean? Hoodie season.
Yeah.
I like Groundhog Day. I'm a big fan of Groundhog Day.
Oh, really?
I can't wait till that little thing comes out of the ground, it peeps his head out, and then they take that foam bat and hit him down, you know.
So you shared with me your theme song going into this shoot. Your theme song. How did you come up with your theme song, and what other songs were like runner ups?
My friend helped me look for my theme. Like I wanted something really bratty, and also something I can like skip to, like, and stuff like that. She gave me a couple of songs, and those songs weren't really fitting to my character. So I was like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that song. No. It took me a really long time to find my theme. So
what was that?
Her theme song.
What I don't know what
was your theme song?
I think it's called Monster.
Monster.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know who the artist is, but
okay.
Yeah.
Definitely matches your character though. I love it.
Yeah.
So
sorry. I had another theme song called Champions, but Chelsea Green is using it. So like, damn, I have to change it. I have to.
She copied you. That's what it was.
Obviously, yes. She copied me.
You need something that's Brat, like a Brat, like yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna talk about the ballet. So you said you're not wrestling right now. You want to get into ballet? You like that type of thing?
Yes.
I think that would be good for you because where you know Northeast, it's easy to get around, and if you could find somebody, you know, somewhere to work. Do you have anywhere that you can work and do that? Maybe now that this video is out, people will say, "Hey, I can use." You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to say because I don't really like the promotions where I live.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
well, I mean, are you good with the train system?
Yes.
Oh, then you can take a train and meet
Car.
well, yeah, but you could meet someone if you didn't want to drive. Let's say you had something in Philadelphia. If you didn't want to drive, you could take the train, have someone pick you up where all the way. And I mean, I don't know. And listen, I've seen these girls at these shows, these WSU shows.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to many just all female shows, but when I went to them, they would run CZW and they'd have WSU, right? And then Justin, I'd see these people that I never saw before. They were just strictly like women wrestling. I used to go because they give you a deal on the ticket. You get 2 tickets. You get the afternoon show, the women's show, and the CZW night show for a combo price. So it'd be like $30 for both tickets. So it'd only be $10 more. The guys that would be at the first show would strictly like women wrestling. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'd be like, and when they had merchandise stand, they'd crowd like crazy to girls.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know some of the girls, and they're like the fans of women wrestling. You know what I mean? No, but I didn't know that. I didn't really know that because I'd seen women wrestlers, but they'd be 1 or 2 on a show, and then no big deal. But there was a whole, and these guys wouldn't even come to the night show. They would just go to women wrestling.
But yeah, there's definitely a niche for women's wrestling. Just like there's a niche for them. That one wrestling company that only brings monsters out. You know what I'm talking about? They only bring in the monsters that wrestle.
Oh, that Kaja.
Yep, them guys.
Kata game. Right. Yeah. There's an organization that has everybody dressing as like monsters, and they put out. They put out. What's it called? Kaja Big Battle.
That's different.
Something Big Battle. And I saw it one time. They brought it into CCW as a bonus show or something. And they had all these like plastic, like cardboard buildings, and it could be a guy like Godzilla, and it was like. It was fans that we didn't even know who come to this. You know what I mean? It's a weird. Yeah. But with the women, there's always a spot, and you ballet or do something like that. Yeah, it's good. And then you sell pictures, and then you get more weird people following you.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I haven't had that happen in a long time because I haven't gotten booked in a while.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Well, maybe now with this video and people seeing.
Oh yeah, we could definitely promote it. We're gonna definitely promote it and go from there.
Yeah, and you might be a little more experienced to know what to expect out there. With the shaking hand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you have any other questions? I have some questions for the fans send in. If
okay.
Yeah. So the first question from Mike from Philadelphia asks, what made you get into wrestling? What were your idols and favorite wrestlers growing up? What do you like better, being a face or a heel?
I like being a heel because I like to scream, and I love the fans' reactions. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But the fans can get really crazy sometimes. Like I remember this one time when I was managing and I was heel, screaming and screaming. They wanted to fight me.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted to fight me.
Like, oh God.
Cussing me out and stuff. Who are my idols? AJ Lee and Liv Morgan.
All right.
How do I get into wrestling? Is that the other question?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Mike wanted to know what made you get into wrestling. I mean, I know you answered it already. You watched WWE.
Yeah, I watched WWE basically, and I was flipping the channels and I saw 2 wrestlers that inspired me.
Before that, what did you want to do when you grew up?
I always wanted to work in like a daycare center. I'm good with kids. I always wanted to be a teacher's assistant and like help kids at a school and stuff. So yeah.
But let me ask you a question. So from age 6, you started watching wrestling, and you watched it steadily all the way up to 16 when you went to the school? Oh, you had little gaps that you stopped watching it?
Here and there, yeah.
Okay, but then when you were 16, you're like, you looked it up and you said, I want to try it.
Yeah. I was like, why not? It gives me something to do.
Joe from New Jersey said, what is it like to be a manager, and who's your dream opponent?
What's it like being a manager? It's cool. The fans reactions are so funny. Because I get to scream more.
Has a fan ever offended you? Could they say something that would offend you?
Yes.
Like, all right, go on.
My God.
What happened?
This one time I was managing someone. I tried so hard not to cry.
What?
They were like, yeah. They were like, you're too fat. Go fix your nose. And I'm like, you're so annoying.
Oh God,
like,
really?
Don't cry. It's okay.
Oh no,
don't
come
cry.
on. You're upset. No, don't. Are you upset now?
A little bit.
Oh no, you're beautiful. You're no. I saw the
Thank
picture of her. I said she's pretty. She needs to be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so.
No, there's nothing wrong with your looks. Trust me, you look good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving forward, if you would want to be a heel manager, right?
Yes. I mean, I could do both.
Okay. I feel like it's so much easier being a heel manager, because you could do so many little things, to get heat.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much harder to be a baby face because it's a little bit harder. As a heel, you go out there, you can flick a fan's hat off.
Exactly. Yes.
But as a face, it's hard to get them, worked up.
So they get mad. So they would yell. Then, did you ever fight them back, or did you say something back to them, or like?
No, I ignored him.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that goes it's called It Goes with the Territory. I've seen, we've been to a lot of shows through the years, and there's times when wrestlers take something personal to the fans. And we've seen I'm not going to mention, but we've seen confrontations where a wrestler will get out of character, but it goes with the territory. You're out there saying stuff. So if you're going to say stuff to them, like they're this, then
they can say something to you. Yeah.
There's going to be one out of 200 people that's going to say, "Oh yeah," and I'm going to say something back to you. So you kind of, but you don't look fat at all. I mean, no, you're pretty. No.
I have to keep in mind you can't hit them. You're being the heel. You're doing your job right.
No, yeah, you're doing it. Yeah, you're right. See, it's when they don't react to you. If you were being a heel and they're like, yeah, no, we don't care.
And like sitting on their.
What do I got to do to make you mad? Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
You probably watch old, there was a wrestler named Francine from ECW back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And watch some of her mannerisms that she used to do. She was like number one heel in ECW. She would come in, walk right in the ring, and you know what she would do? She'd just pie face the announcer, like push his face away and then get on the mic. Oh yeah, but we loved it. They used to call her everything. Yeah, it was bad. Francine from ECW. No, I'm just saying, you look at the old videos of how people, and then
I would definitely check it out.
Yeah, Francine, you'll if you're a heel, she'd idolize Francine. Oh yeah. You would like Francine. You would do good with that. Then there was another one that was Beulah. She was a timid girl that didn't do anything. She was like the face one, the helpless. It doesn't get too crazy, but you like getting that. Yeah. What other fan interaction did you have in the match?
This is way before. What happened?
They would stand up in your face and just start yelling and saying stuff to you.
Yeah, I remember this again. I remember this one time where I didn't even have my gear yet, so I was wearing knee-high Converse, jean shorts, and a shirt, and they were like, "Hey, give AJ Lee her shoes back, you little B-word! You're copying AJ. I'm gonna fight you after this." I was like, "Okay."
Oh yeah. But see, that's getting a reaction. That's what you get. Yeah.
That's what I want. Yeah.
You just got to know what to handle it. Yeah. Goes with the territory. There's
a lot of pro girls that wear the knee-high Converse. I can think of a few, you bringing that up, I can think of a few off the top of my head that wear that. So I mean, I don't think it's just AJ Lee wearing them.
Yeah.
I can't imagine behind those things. How long does it take to get those things on?
They're a pain in the butt to get on. They take like forever.
Okay. All right. Get some shorter ones.
So after most of your matches, after the shows, is there any specific place you like to go out to eat? I'm not sure you travel all over, but is there anything you do before the show, after the show?
I want to. It's just my dad, he's exhausted from driving. He doesn't really let me drive the car, even though I have my license. He just doesn't.
Okay.
He's scared to let me go on my own to drive.
Yeah.
Because people are crazy on the road.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, I'm glad you got a good relationship with your dad. He looks like he supports you and takes you. Yeah, that's good. Well, if you go, when you get older, I mean, you might be able to meet people girls that you could trust and ride with them and call your day. I mean, I understand. Yeah, it's a crazy world out there. Trust me. And as a girl,
he's overprotective.
No, he can't be too overprotective because if you watch the news every night, you'll see the crazy stuff goes on.
Oh yeah.
The jogger in Memphis, Tennessee. Did you see that girl?
Yeah, that's
the girl jogging. Some guy comes and throws her in a car.
Yeah.
Did you see that on the news? She was jogging at 4:00 in the morning. She was a teacher, in fact. Jogging. Some guy grabs her, throws her in his car. They found her dead, and they found the guy because they traced the car. You think wrestling fans are dangerous. The real world is really crazy. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Assume you're going to be kidnapped at all times.
God forbid.
No, but treat it like that, because when you're walking from a building or, not wrestling, but if you're walking to gas
station, you have to be aware of your surroundings.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, that would be good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You have to be careful. This day and age, people are crazy. It's you have to be careful who you trust, where to go, especially in New York. So many people out there.
Oh yeah.
And I'm with you. Like we just went up to Salem a few weeks ago, and it's crazy. Like the New York traffic is bad.
That's why she could learn the train system. Yeah, and just do some shows around there. I mean, put your name.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people like crazy on the train too.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if you need to get to shows and work, well, maybe people see this video, know that you're out here. I like your character, and that Brat good gimmick. I like the Brat thing. Yeah, I get it. Little Brat, absolutely. But you're not a brat. She's the most not brat. You know what I mean?
I can be bratty sometimes.
Oh God.
So, Raven, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Hopefully in AEW.
Hopefully in AEW.
Oh, yeah. You like AEW?
Yes. I mean, I like WWE. It's just
What do you have to do to make that goal happen? What would you have to do? I mean, it's not
go
easy.
to shows, and I think you have to send AEW your videos if you want to be like them, kind of like WWE, like for a tryout and stuff. I think you have to send a video of you managing, I think, if you want to be a manager. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, get out there. Yeah. There's always a chance of anything. I mean, there's, let me tell you, Penelope Ford?
Yes.
AEW,
yes.
And that Leela Hirsch, the shorter girl that was an amateur. She got hurt recently.
Oh,
she's like short, but she's like an amateur wrestler. Remember?
Did you have like face paint?
No. She's a she would wear she called legit Leela Hirsch. She was like she's shorter. She's muscular, stocky, small.
Oh,
You've seen her. Both of them came through CZW. Okay. And I remember Penelope Ford, because like you used to do, set up the rings and stuff. So I'd go to CZW all the time in New Jersey. And every time you'd see a new crop of students, some would last, some wouldn't. So I saw her, and I'd always say, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "You just started at school?" And I'm like, "They're not going to make it, because it's tough." And I said, "What do you?" She said, "Yeah, I just started at school. They have them setting up chairs." I'm like, "Oh," I'm like, "What have you done? Did you do any athletics?" She goes, "Oh, I was a gymnast cheerleader." I'm like, "Oh, that's gonna help her out." Next thing you know, she's having matches doing the flips. Penelope Ford started in New Jersey.
That's crazy. A lot of them.
Yeah. And Leela Hirsch started in New Jersey too. Yeah. And I saw her setting up chairs. And I'm like, "What's your background?" She goes, "Oh, I wrestled boys in high school."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she was I looked up videos. She wrestled boys. Yeah. She's a real shooter type girl. And they use that as her gimmick in wrestling. And she's out for a little bit. But yeah, Penelope Ford's good. She's good.
She's amazing.
Yeah, I like her a lot. Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's good when you see a local person make it big that you knew from the indies. Yeah.
Homegrown talent. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the goal for the next 5 years. We're going to see EW kicking some butt, taking some names.
Hopefully, maybe managing.
Managing. Okay, we're managing.
You know, you get a good managing character and it could work for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can do it. And even if you don't make it that big, you can build your character and it makes you feel good, fulfills you're at shows, you're interacting with fans, you're selling like I said, these pictures,
merchandise.
I couldn't believe how many of these guys, they love the pictures of these girls. They like, they like it.
Yeah.
I like wrestling. I like wrestling. If a woman wrestler is wrestling, I like that too. But I like all kind of wrestling. So I like hardcore wrestling. I like women wrestling. I like all kinds. So there's a space for you out there. Trust me, there's something out there. And you live you'll do it. And you're in the Northeast where there's plenty of stuff to do. You just got to get out there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Keep it going.
Yeah,
She's good.
That's all the questions I have. You have any?
Well, what else do you want to talk about? Anything else that
how did you guys get into wrestling?
Okay. When I was a little kid, and I was watching wrestling with my dad, right? And immediately when I saw it, I liked it. You know, you're like, I like this.
Yeah.
And then I had to watch it all the time. I'm like, and then
that's what happened with me.
Right. And I'd buy the magazines. And and then the first wrestler I ever met was Bob Backlund. He was WWE champion. Yeah. And like, I couldn't believe, now you can meet wrestlers at shows and stuff. Back then you could not meet a wrestler. They were out of your range. They didn't mess with fans or anything. And he was at a show and they had him as a promotion, just signing before his match. He was signing autographs in a lobby. And I took a picture. I couldn't believe, like, I was like freaking out, like, wait, that's Bob Backlund right next to me? I can't believe it. I just lost my mind because there was no way to meet wrestlers back then. I'm older than there was no way. You couldn't go to, there was no conventions. There was nothing. You had to read the magazines and it was wrestling on, very little on TV. There was no internet. So you had to know about wrestling. It was hard to follow wrestling. Wrestling school, you didn't have, I didn't know anything about how to get. Yeah. So that, and then I started watching ECW. I'd read the magazines and I'd see ECW and I'm like, wow, this looks kind of crazy. So then I went to Philadelphia and saw, I actually bought my first ECW ticket at Todd Gordon's jewelry shop. Somehow I looked it up. You're like, there was no way to find out anything. In the mid 90s, there's no way to know anything. You didn't, you had to be a wrestling fan, you had to seek things out. I didn't know anything about indie wrestling or anything. I had to look, somehow I looked it up. I might've looked up something. Somehow I found out, went to his store and bought tickets at the store.
That's insane.
And then went to the show. Then I saw ECW and then I lost my mind. I loved ECW. Remember ECW? I would go to Walmart. We didn't get ECW on TV. This is how bad it was. I'd go to Walmart at 1:00 in the morning and they had a satellite TV, right? Listen, this is the God's truth. They'd have a satellite TV there. Like, you could change all the, satellite was hooked up to all the TVs. I'd go in there and at 1:00 in the morning, because it would be on at 1:00, I'd click it to like channel 875 or what on the satellite. Then I'd take a videotape and I put it in a videotape. Every TV was like hooked up to a video recorder or something. I put a blank tape in there and tape ECW. Yes, honest to God.
You did that?
Yeah, and then I'd walk out with the tape. I'd sit there and watch it the whole time. One time somebody came around messing with the TVs because I think whatever channel you had to have it on, all the TVs had the same thing, right?
Oh, that's insane.
There's no other way to do it. I didn't have satellite. Put the videotape in there. Then I take the videotape and then I give it to all my friends and we float it around. And then
that's so cool.
Sometimes I'd get it back. That's how hard I'd have to go out to see ECW.
Damn, I wish I was born in the 90s.
No, well, you wouldn't have been able to see anything back. You had to go out of your way to find this stuff out. Yeah. It was not easy. It was tough.
Yeah, as for me,
How did you get? Yeah.
Yeah, as for me, I actually, my grandparents came from Mexico. Wrestling is a lot. Lucha Libre is really big in Mexico. They would. I lived with them, so they would love. You know, I mean, they would always come here and rent the tapes, the WWF tapes. They would always put. You know, we would watch. I actually hated wrestling growing up. You know, because that's all they would watch. They would watch it over and over again. On Mondays, you know, they would take. We would be watching cartoons, and when Raw came on, they would, you know, they would change the channel, put it on. So eventually, you know, started. Yeah, that's the truth. I used to hate it. So kept watching, and then started falling in love with it. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna be a wrestler. I wanted to be a wrestler as a kid, you know, in grade school. And you know, been a fan since then. You know, tried out. It just wasn't for me at the time. Went to training for a few weeks, but it just, you know, it's not for everyone. It's definitely not.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. I get that. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell a story about Madison Square Garden.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I when I lived in New York City, Staten Island, right? I moved up there and I lived with my cousin. We worked in Manhattan. So, yeah, I would go to Madison Square Garden. They had it on Monday nights, right? The big matches. So he was like, he didn't like wrestling. So he worked in Manhattan. So I would stick around and go to the show on Monday, every Monday. So I would go, then the next day, I'd go to the show, then I would have to take the subway back, then take the ferry, and then take a bus or a train, and then walk like a half mile to come home. It was crazy.
Right.
And then, but the craziest thing was one time they had a match in Wagner University in Staten Island. I don't know if you ever heard of that. Wagner.
I definitely heard of that.
Wagner. Okay, so I'm watching the channel, and there's like wrestling at Madison Square Garden on Monday, but there's WWF at Staten Island Wagner University, and I'm like, I got to go to that, and I didn't know where it was at. It was like I said, there was no maps, no guard. So I'm like telling my cousin, I'm like, where's it at? He goes, oh, it's all the way on the other side of this island. I'm like, from where I live. I'm like, well, you got to drop me. He said, I'm not going to pick you up. I got to go. I said, drop me off, please. Just drop me off. I'll get home. I'll figure out. Because I was so crazy about wrestling. It meant nothing. I would have walked. So he drops me off at the college, and it's Bob Backlund wrestling and all that. So after the show, I go and I find where the bus stop is, right? And I don't know that buses aren't like during the day, they're every 15 minutes. I didn't know at 12 o'clock at night, it's like every hour. And then I got to take another change of bus. I left this college, had to walk down. I stood underneath an underpass, right? Waited for the bus. And I'm like, is it ever going to come? Nobody's out there. I think a policeman stopped by and said, you're all right, buddy? I'm like, I'm only 18. And I'm like, yeah. I said, is the bus going to come by here? He goes, yeah, it just doesn't come that often. Bus finally came. Then I had to change another bus. The guy, I said, I got to get back to New Dorp, Staten Island. He goes, you're going to have to take another one after this. I'm like, I don't know. I think I got home at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I was standing out there all alone in the middle of nothing. That's how much I love wrestling. And I came home and my cousin said, I don't know what happened. No cell phone. No, I couldn't call an Uber. Yeah, it was scary. But I made it. But that's kind of stuff I used to do to go to. Yeah.
That's commitment.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy sitting out there, and I had no idea where I was at.
I bet it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Do you have any other questions for us?
Let me think.
You need a T-shirt.
Yes, I need to get my merch. I still haven't gotten my merch.
Even you can have, if you get a cool shirt, it doesn't even matter if you're wrestling. You know what I mean? Try to get up with that guy, that Japanese guy that does artwork.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Perry sent me something about him. Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
He does pondos.
Oh,
and all.
Yeah.
That guy is incredible. I think you give him a flat fee and he designs something for you. So with you, the Brat thing, give him your gimmick. I don't know. It's worth it. Whatever you pay that guy to come up with your character. Have you ever seen his artwork?
Yes. It's amazing.
That guy's amazing. All the top guys got his artwork. Yeah. That would be good.
Yeah, that would be a really good.
You could
really good investment.
Yeah,
investment because you could make posters. You could do 8x10s. You know what I mean? People will buy.
Well, so you think people will So what if somebody contacts you now that they've seen this video that you're out here wanting to ballet and do stuff?
I hope they do. I really hope they do, because I haven't been booked in a while and I honestly miss it. But I don't miss the drama.
No. Well, you'll have a new attitude going in, that you'll have new people. You know what I mean? How far would you be able to get to?
Like how far am I
well, I mean,
willing to travel?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
4 hours.
4 hours? Oh God. Oh, yeah. No,
I was booked on a show like 6 hours away, and I literally had to beg my dad, please, can we go? Please. It's only 6 hours away.
Where was that at?
At Leon Center.
Leon Center. What state?
It's in New York.
Oh, upstate New York?
Probably
I think so, yeah. It was 6 hours away from my house there and back. So he's like, never again.
Oh no, you're not gonna have to go that far. You got New Jersey, Connecticut,
Pennsylvania,
and you learn a little train system. And you know, if a promoter contacts you and says, I want you as a valet or whatever, tell them, look, okay, I live here. Is there anybody coming along that way? I can meet them on the way with the train. Or I don't know if your dad wants to go, and maybe he could, or you know, I don't know, whatever.
Definitely, yeah.
You can make it work, and you build a following, and that's how Penelope,
absolutely.
Penelope Ford just started as valeting for the longest time before she started wrestling.
So if someone's watching this, what's the best way to contact you?
By Facebook, oh my God, Messenger. I can give you my phone number.
No
phone number. Yeah, Facebook Messenger is the best way. Do you have any merch for sale? If anyone's interested in an 8x10 teacher, you have any merch for sale?
I have my 8x10s. I don't have shirts yet.
Let's see the 8x10. I mean, you're getting advertisement here.
I don't know where I put it.
Oh, good. We could post it on Facebook later.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'll send it.
People like that. Yeah, they like your character. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's your picture? What do you have on your picture? Like your outfit?
Me doing this and stuff like that.
Okay. All right, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think you got a good personality, and you seem very friendly.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, she's easy to get along with, and you know.
Yeah, I don't see why anyone would not be able to get along with
Yeah,
you. You're pretty cool down the
She's a horrible person. I don't like her.
She's a mean person. Don't trust her.
Yeah,
thank you guys so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. And we'll keep in touch. Like I said, we have some projects coming up. We'll definitely include you. Hopefully you'll make it out to hopefully you'll make it out to the next one. Hopefully we'll see you around. Raven, thank you so much. On behalf of myself, Bella or Mike.
Yeah,
Mike,
thank you. Yeah, keep up with us. Keep up with Justin. I'm not big on the internet, trust me. But if somebody contacts you, tell him, and then we'll try to see what's going on. I don't know.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for answering all the questions for us and the fans. And you have a great night, and we will be.
Thank you.
And not too much brattiness, please. Keep it.
Why?
All right, you can be a brat. Do something bratty in front of us, just for the fans to see. Like, throw a fit.
Okay, I have to take off my headphones for this. I can scream real quick.
Scream? Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Raven,
it's much louder than that in person.
We couldn't hear it.
Raven, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will see you soon.
Okay, be careful out there. Bye-bye.
Friday night, November 4th, XPW presents The Day of the Dead, live from the Super Crazy Entertainment Center in Westville, New Jersey. Jimmy Chando Lion will be defending the CWF PWA title against a mystery opponent. We have the Hellaware Assassin making his East Coast return, taking on Alex Stretch. In a New Jack tribute, fans bring the weapons match. The first time ever, we have the legendary Matrimon taking on Christian Ross in an underground fuckery match. For the first time ever, rising deathmatch superstar Chris Bradley is going to take on the living legend, the Necro Butcher. Secure your invite to the party now. As the great Kevin Hogan used to say, be there.